Good evening, friends. What's going on? What's up, Shadows? What's up, Mizroy? What's up, Manic? Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Gotta be Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. I am doing splendid. On this, the first true and actual evening of Spooktober. And oh god, I am terrified of what Shadows may have just posted. Okay. Okay. That could have been much worse. That could have been far, far worse. I will accept this. How y'all doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing quite good myself. It's been a very nice day on a number of levels. Here, let me just, let's see here. Where's my... There we go. Let's reestablish contact here. There we go. Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day on many levels. It was productive. I did a lot of stuff at work. I had another good VO session today. That was all nice. I got to play some Satisfactory during my breaks, and oh god, is that just chugging right along? Little Nuz going for the cute Spooktober wallpaper. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And it was not it was not the horrors that it could be. In fact, hang on one sec. Let me make sure I've got... Okay, that's fine. Just checking stuff on the back end. Go ahead and set that up too. Yeah, Satisfactory. Oh god, I keep getting further into Satisfactory, and I keep unlocking newer and more complicated things to make, and it only emboldens me to do more. I set up a train that transports nitrogen today, and it was the most exciting thing in the world. I now have well, not a train network. I have a big train loop that goes around the northwestern corner of the map, but it gets me nitrogen, and with nitrogen I can make fused modular frames, which is more exciting than it sounds. The nitrous train, yeah, the NOS train. That's what I should have called it, instead of the boring name I gave it. But yeah, it's oh god. I've got other stuff in mind that I want to play. I was actually early today when I was doing some basic like housekeeping stuff for work. I had videos on in the background, and had a video on about Shadows of Doubt. I don't know if y'all remember the night we streamed Shadows of Doubt. That's the voxel-based, randomly generated murder mystery game where you are a freelance detective, and every couple of days somebody gets murdered in the city, and you have a great deal of tools and depth to investigate and figure out who done it. Yeah, I had a video of that on the background, and I really wanted to play it. It made me really want to play it. I in fact still have it installed. I never disinstalled it, uninstalled. Dave and Confused just installed us with a raid. Thank you very much for that. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Hope you are having a good one. I'm just talking about all the games that I want to play that I don't have time to play because I spend all my free time playing Satisfactory. Deinstalled, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how misinstalled. Misinstalled sounds like something different. It sounds like what you do when you install things, Mizroy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Satisfactory is going to shake its hold on me, because I definitely want to beat it. I am on track to beat it. I'm doing good. Jesus, I think I'm halfway through tier 8 right now. There's only one more tier after that. I haven't really started on phase 4 of the space elevator, but I mean, I'm basically laying all the groundwork for it. I'm unlocking all the tiers, which get you new stuff. And then once that's done, I just got to lay out the lines. The thing about it, I have a giant sprawling factory. It is horrible. It is gross. It's a giant tangle of garbage, but it makes a lot of stuff. It makes a lot of really cool stuff as long as I can actually remember where it all is. So whenever I need to make a new component, I kind of just have to reroute existing stuff. It's not so bad. Like with these frames I have to make. Nitrogen was the only part of the formula that I was missing. The other stuff, I just got to pipe it over to the machine. Does it work though? Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It actually works. It is gross and horrible, and I should be shunned for how horrible a layout it is. But it works. It functions. Space elevator loves me a good space. The space elevator in Satisfactory is really cool. It's basically the entire point of the game. Like the basic framework of Satisfactory is you are sent alone to a planet to exploit its resources. The company you work for, Fixit, wants you to build a spaceport in orbit. And to do that, when you land on the planet, you construct a space elevator, and then there are 5 phases of construction to the space elevator. And for each of those phases, you have to supply a shit ton of advanced materials and devices to the space elevator, which then gets shuttled up into orbit to assemble the orbital platform there. It is really cool. It is a very, 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 very simple hook for a manufacturing game, but it works, and I love it. And it's the reason I'm making bottled nitrogen and batteries and crystal oscillators and supercomputers and AI limiters and aluminum frames and smart plating and automated wiring. I can make it all, chat. I can do it all. Oh God, okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. It's Spooktober. It is the spoopiest month. There is nothing spoopy about rampant late-stage capitalism. Okay, so maybe there is. Maybe there is. But it's not what you're here for tonight. You are here for some vintage 2005 Slav jank horror. And oh boy howdy, is that what you're getting tonight. What does smart plating even do? I don't know, but the company wants it, so they get it. I kind of love that about the game. Like a lot of the advanced materials you send up the space elevator are just weird. There's smart plating, there's modular engines, there's, I guess reinforced frameworks make sense. Automated wiring, I'm not sure. Maybe it's wiring that, like, strings itself? I don't know. I have to build one for phase 4 called Nuclear Spaghetti that I'm honestly pretty excited to get to. We don't need existentialism yet. Someday, I will stream long enough that we're gonna work our way around through all the other possible themes for Spooktober. And eventually it's just gonna be like the horrible realization of the capitalist hell society we live in. And it's just gonna be games like Satisfactory and Factorio and shit. Hard Space Shipbreaker. That forcing us to gaze upon the eldritch horror that is your non-Euclidean automated lines. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I've tried to be good. One of the things that Satisfactory does that I really appreciate is it's very, very flexible about clipping. You can technically run pipelines and power lines and conveyor belts through each other, and the game doesn't actually care. It's fine. I try to be good about not doing that, but there's a couple places in my factory I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I need this to work, and I need it to work now. So congratulations, plastic and rubber production lines. You now are quantum co-located. Nuclear spaghetti is just edible nuclear waste. Just because it's edible doesn't mean you should eat it, of course. What's up, Pair of Salamanca? How you doing? Whoa, you're gonna be playing a Czech-developed game. You don't see Czech games that often. You certainly don't. I mean, this one's pretty notable for how unnoted it is, as far as I know. This is... You know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just gonna give you the rundown, and then we're gonna launch in. But yeah, good evening, Emran. Good to see you. Yeah, have you ever watched the Let's Game It Out Satisfactory videos? Yeah, they get it. They understand the assignment. This is Daemonica. It's a Windows game from 2005. The genre is considered adventure. The theme is detective mystery, fantasy, horror with puzzle elements. This is on My Abandonware. This is where I got it from because it is not on any storefront anywhere. It came out in Russia in 2005, was released in Canada, Germany, and the United States in 2006, and then I guess got a worldwide re-release in 2008, and then since then just kind of fell out of existence. But it is a neat looking game. It's a 3D point and click. The atmosphere seems pretty cool. It's got this nice old school built-in help page that you bring up by hitting F1 to let you know how all your shit works. And this is what it looks like. This is what we're gonna be looking at. Walking around in spoopy places and stuff. Wait, never mind. There's more Czech games than I thought according to Wikipedia. Euro Truck Simulator 2, American Truck Simulator Czech. As are the Armor games. Yes. There's been a big international explosion of games in the last decade or so. So much so that Steam often has regional game festivals. Like I'm pretty sure they have like Czech game festivals. Yeah, German game festivals, South American game festivals, like all kinds of game festivals now. But for the time, certainly, back in 2005, there was probably not a whole lot of Eastern European games escaping the Eastern European sphere and reaching a wider audience. This one apparently did, which I suppose is why we know about it now. There's a really good YouTube creator called Warlocracy, who specializes in Eastern European and Slav jank RPGs, and they've done some really interesting videos on games that I had never even heard of, games that never got like Western translated releases, and it's fucking fascinating stuff. It's kind of a backdoor into Russian and Eastern European sociology too. Warlocracy is on 100 layers of irony too, which I appreciate. Yeah, definitely. I thought I recognized this game. It was the Halloween pick for one of Ross's game dungeons several years back. Oh, cool. Very cool. Mafia 1 is Czech? I didn't know that. Also, good evening, Shadows. I think I already said good evening to you because you did change my my background. But you know what? Good evening again. Pair of Salamanca, good evening to you again. Mizroy, good evening. Manic, good evening. Have as many good evenings as you want, chat. I don't give a fuck. I can give you as many as I feel like. And you can take them. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You watched that video and it made it sound really interesting, so that's why I picked it. I got high hopes for this. I mean, look, it's entirely possible this is garbage, okay? It is 100% possible that this is trash and we're gonna hate it and we're gonna be bored to tears. In which case, that's fine. We've always got backup plans. However, in the event that this is actually interesting and engaging and fascinating and engrossing, I blocked out tonight and tomorrow for it. My research indicates this should be a 2-night game, 5 to 6 hours long. So if we like it, if we're into it, we can do a full playthrough of it. So keep that in mind tonight. At the end of tonight's stream, I'm definitely gonna wanna check y'all's temperature on how you feel about another night of this. And if you're down for it, we'll do it. And if you're not, we'll do something else. But garbage is the best kind. That's, you know, garbage is a sometimes food. You know, it's like cookies. It's like ice cream. You can't just live off of garbage. You can try. You can force other people to live off of garbage. It's not kind, chat. It's not a nice thing. You say checker. No, I am not punning like this. How dare you? Also, good evening, Grunt Fodder. And good evening, Worst Elephant. Good evening, Buster. Good evening to see all of you. Another person suffer their game on Twitch stream is better than me going in blind, suffering, trying to get through something I hate due to the sunk cost fallacy. No, oh, none taken. No, please. That's the public service that I offer here at Gold Plated Games. I play garbage, so you don't have to. Just follow the instructions on the abandonware site to make this run. How'd you fix the sound? I just patched it. I actually did. You know what's crazy? The instructions for this. Like, okay, I actually learned an interesting factoid about modern Windows systems. So you can download the ISO from My Abandonware, and then they're like, mount the disk image, use one of these tools, install the game, reboot your computer. I didn't do any of this shit because I discovered because I was searching for a good ISO tool because I haven't mounted disk images in ages. It turns out that Windows will just mount disk images for you now. I don't know when this became a thing, but Windows is perfectly happy to read ISOs for you and treat them like a drive. So I downloaded it and I double clicked it and it installed. And then I didn't even bother rebooting. I ran it and it ran. There was just no sound. So the first thing I did was I installed the patch version 1.1 and then rebooted my computer, and then the sound worked. So that's it. Everything's great. I didn't have to install DirectX. I didn't have to set compatibility features. Everything just fucking works. Now, I probably just cursed this playthrough by telling you this. I'm probably gonna try to boot it up in a second here and it just won't even launch anymore. Or I'm gonna get like 5 minutes into it and I'm gonna hit an inescapable crash or something. But you know what? I did my due diligence. I got it running. I loaded it into the game. I ran around in a rainy, spoopy field for a while. I did everything that I could do. So, if you want to try it, chat, it's right here. If you are fascinated and enthralled by what I'm about to show you, it's abandonware. I guess the developers don't exist, or the rights lapsed, or something. But should have saved the explanation till the end. I never learn. I don't ever learn from my mistakes. It's one of my endearing charms, really. So, all right, final spiel before we actually get into the game. The schedule, of course. I've given you a bit of that. Tonight is Daemonica. Tomorrow night is either Daemonica or something of my own volition, something spoopy of my own volition, depending on what we decide at the end of tonight. Thursday, we will leave the spoops behind for a bit to get back to the Power Hours, and more specifically, Super Metroid, and more specifically than that, a Super Metroid randomizer, because I've already streamed a full playthrough of Super Metroid on this channel. Friday, we are going to be taking a look at the lurking horror. I mean, less of a lurk and less of a look, and more of an experience, since it is an Infocom text adventure. More Power Hours on Saturday. I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility that we continue doing rando stuff on Saturday. I think it's more likely we get back to the magazine and make progress in that. There'll be no stream on Sunday, and then Monday we're back to the spoops with Detention. Really, really good Taiwanese horror point and click. Tuesday we'll be trying out Anthology The Killer on its release day. Pretty excited about that. And then Wednesday we'll be trying out The Dream Machine. And now you are up to the minute, chat. Now you have an idea of what is going on. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of this. We don't need that anymore. And I'm gonna stop that because we don't need that anymore. At least one of the devs of this game, Cinemax, still exists, not to be confused with the cable movie channel, of course. Of course not. All right. Here we go, chat. It's Daemonica time. I hope you're prepared. I hope I'm prepared. Yep, Cinemax. Skinemax. Oh, it's obviously low-res boobies.
It's always the ones you least expect. They appear silently and then disappear again into the dark. No clues left behind, no witnesses. Human abominations, beasts. But one trace always remains. Hidden beyond this world, far from the eyes of mortals. This is where I shall search for it.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what we got, chat. Fractal flame spotted. Is this okay? If I click story, is that just what we just watched? Oh my god, do you really think I'm gonna read all this? Oh my god. You can read this, chat. Even Justin Bread poked my head into Lobotomy Corporation today after having it forever. It took 3 days for someone to die. Where I shall search for it, the 9 pages. Let's do it, chat. New game. Act 1, Blind Justice. This actually reminds me of the act or chapter titles from Zell last night. And we're in. We've made it.
After a few miles, the landscape had changed beyond recognition. The sky was overcast with heavily laden clouds from which...
What's up, Toast? Good to see you.
Blinding claws of lightning roared and sank somewhere into the depths of the forest. During those brief flashes of light, twisted branches of trees were visible in the mist and stretched towards me like hands of the dead. The rain was surprisingly cold, and its drops left a bitter flavor on my tongue. I pulled my hood lower down my forehead and quickened my pace. The prey never come to the hunter on its own. The hunter must chase it. Anywhere. After a while...
It's a difference when there's a voice actor monologuing, yeah.
Contours of wooden walls, behind which my target was hiding. Then the silhouette of a church appeared in the mist. Through the trees to the west, I could see the entrance to the mines. I had arrived. Before approaching the gates of Cavern, I pulled the letter from my pocket that had led me to this place and read it again. Then I made it for the town gate.
We're gonna make it, chat. TLDR, you're a monster hunter, paranormal investigator. People hate your guts, but mayor in a creepy town hires you to investigate a murder. Sounds very The Witcher. Sounds very witchery. I ain't reading all that. Happy for you. Sorry that happened. A little like The Witcher, just a little. GameSpot gave this game a 4.8 and called it tedious and unappealing, so take that, everyone who claims game critics only give 7s and above. Like how due to the background, it looks like this entire game is copyright Sega. This is from Sega's experimental phase. All right, F1 displays help. We're probably going to need this. All right, basic controls. We can walk, we can not pass things, exit, attack, pick up, use, describe, speak. Attack 2, available later in the game. Rotate camera. We got map, diary, inventory. F5 is quick save. F8 is quick load. That's good to know. Alters, next symbol, concern symbol. Inventory, concoct potion from selected herbs. Little more Witcher. Number of herbs used for concoction of current potion. Maximum health, current health, hide map of inventory. Okay, it's great. It's great. I'm just gonna tool around here a little bit. We can rotate the camera. Bloodstone weed. Hell yeah, give me that weed. 2005 GameSpot, throw elephant chew on that. All right, inventory. I have the invitation from the mayor of Cavorn. Double click to use. Dear Mr. Fairpoint, firstly, please accept my greetings and let me pay tribute to you. I'm addressing you as the mayor of a small town that desperately needs your help. I have learnt from my friends in York of your successful investigation there, and the fact you've not received the thanks that you fully deserve for your service is extremely reprehensible. I myself am fully aware of how many innocent lives you helped spare, Mr. Fairpoint. For this reason, I believe you are fully capable of solving the unpleasant situation that has afflicted our unfortunate town. Several days ago, 2 of our newest citizens, aged Angus Greer and his wife, disappeared. A short while later, we found some blood-soaked and torn pieces of their clothing at the edge of a swamp beyond the town. Despite not having found their bodies, it is beyond any doubt that a formidable crime has been committed in our town. I'm sure you're aware of how difficult a time it is. Despite the fact that we've succeeded in ridding our district of the Black Death, its horrible presence has left a state of joyless havoc. An unresolved double murder is the last thing I need in my town at the moment. One can feel the fear among the citizens as it increases day by day. I dare not even think about the possibility that the old couple are not the last of the victims. Therefore, I beseech you, sir, to come to us and take charge of the investigation of this case yourself. I can assure you that my own gratitude and that of the local people will be far beyond the usual limits. Yours sincerely, Philip St. John, Mayor of Cavorn. I don't like this font's readable, but I don't like it. That's fair. That is eminently fair. Geralt was the middle of the gothic horror setting, basically. This little, like, shriny thing here. Okay, so we have 30 out of 30 health presently. I've got some other shit in my inventory. I have a dagger, I have a bag with herbs, and I have a potion preparation set. I also have the map. Oh god, I have the map. All right. We're gonna cavort about Cavorn. There's a green X over there. I wonder if that's where I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna keep my dagger at the ready. Aesthetically, this game kind of gives me vibes of Dungeon Siege 1. No, it's not just you. I get it too, yeah. Richard Tanner, Town Guard. I was really hoping this whole game was gonna be voiced, but I guess that's a lot to ask. Stop, stranger! Whatever you're after, you won't find it here. The gates of Cavorn will remain closed to you. These are bad times and strangers are not welcome here. Turn back and leave, or else. I've come by invitation of Mayor St. John. Don't waste my time. What? You've been invited by the mayor? And what, if I may ask, would the mayor want from someone like you? I know the mayor hasn't invited you, and what's more, I know who you are. You're one of the brigands causing trouble around the neighborhood. You're not going to kill any more, though. Your life is about to end right here. B's look way too much like D's. Hold it! I've been invited. Then show me. Indeed, I recognize the mayor's signature. What accursed times we live in when we invite reprobates into our homes. Wait here, I'd better check, but I want you to know I don't believe you, and if the mayor really does let you into town, I'll be watching you, every damned step of yours. This guy's a fucker. This guy's a piece of shit. Awkward translation into English. Yep. I'm here for your mob. Do what you want, just go now. I don't have time to chatter.
The gatekeeper disappeared inside and I was left in front of the gate.
Of course, he is a
To
cop.
be honest, I didn't expect a warm welcome, and I didn't get one. In a way, I understood it. Who could welcome a hooded freak tattooed like a Saracen? But I had become accustomed to this. Friendship and hospitality, these were luxuries that would only present obstacles to me. Cutting out the bed, I sometimes unwittingly cut deeper than would be healthy, but as long as everybody was a stranger to me, there was no need to care. After a short while, Mayor St. John himself arrived. The bold fat man welcomed me into the town, but from his sideways glances, it was evident that he was not sure that my invitation had not been a big mistake.
Had not be a big mistake. Czechia, my ancestral homeland, your jank calls from over the sea. Legit descended from Czech immigrants to Canada. Nice. Very cool. Mid-2000s Eurojank, this ain't bad English voice acting. It really isn't. It's perfectly serviceable. Welcome to Cavorn. I'm Mayor Philip St. John. I hope you've had a pleasant journey. It's not safe around here. Brigands are wandering around the neighborhood, not to mention this terrible fog. You didn't encounter any, did you? No, but I think I can handle them. Excellent. Many important things have taken place since I wrote you that letter. I'll inform you, but I'd rather not hear. I'll show you the house I have prepared for you, if you please. It's approximately of the same size as the one you stayed in during your last case in York, including a cellar. I think you'll be fully satisfied with it. I'm glad to hear that. This guy's obsessed with my my previous case in York. If you'll follow me, I'll take you there. Before that, however, there's one thing I should tell you. Until I have met with the locals and informed them of your arrival, most of them probably won't be willing to speak with you, or, in the worst case, they might even be hostile. Every stranger in our town is under suspicion these days, so I'd rather warn you in advance. It'd be better if you came with me now. If you want to see the town right away, I'll wait for you by your new house. I'm sure you'll find it. Bear that in mind, let's go. Obsessed with York, must be from Jersey. Chickens. I can interact with the hens. I really like our character's purposeful stride. Rat. How about the pullet? No thanks, I'm trying to cut back. It has soul to it, man. There is something special about these games. There is a certain magic to Eurojank, to these offbeat adventures and RPGs and stuff. It's just a matter of whether or not you can put up with the mechanics, the game balance, the pacing, to actually appreciate that about it, you know? And frankly, it remains to be seen if we can with this game. It's good. The atmosphere is good so far, but we gotta get to the hook. We gotta see what this game has to offer us. Well, this is it, your new house in Kavor, and I've had the windows boarded up. Oh, thank you. Exactly the same as the one you had in New York. As you see, I'm well informed about what happens in other districts. We can't just stand out here, let's go inside. Have you managed to speak with any of the citizens yet? No, not yet. That's good, you wouldn't learn much, but as I said, let's go inside. There are many things I have to tell you. Fine, let's go. Soul only gets you a 4.8 at GameSpot, though. Do I have a murder basement? Welcome once more, this time to your house. I think it will suit you perfectly in the cellar, too. Nevertheless, let's get straight down to business. Since I sent you the letter, a truly terrible thing has happened. We found a girl, Eleanor Woodridge, who had been murdered. It was the house of the local undertaker, Roger Duncombe. She was his fiancée. The murder was truly bestial. She was lying on a bed, blood everywhere, her body mutilated. But the worst thing was that her back had been skinned. Imagine our horror when we turned her over and saw only muscles, tendons, and bones. Even how my stomach turns whenever I think about it. Damn! Yikes. Okay, these fucking dialogue options. We have, interesting, go on, please. Do you have the skin somewhere here? And who found her? What? One of these options is not like the others, chat. I think I'll only be a bit of a sociopath here and ask him to go on. Interesting? You find it interesting? Well, maybe because you're not the local mayor. Do you understand what such a crime causes among the people? Disturbances, the last thing we need now. You may be used to seeing such things, but we are not used to such atrocities here. It's been a slow and quiet place. Calm, Mr. Fairpoint. Not skinned corpses. Yes, I've seen a lot of it. Go on. Hey there, just got back home. Maybe the electricity might come back soon. How'd this game start off? It's solid. We're apparently a Witcher-style monster hunter. We've been called to a small town where people are being horribly murdered and flayed. Everybody hates us. We've been given a house with boarded up windows and a murder cellar of our own. The mayor is currently explaining the situation for us. So as I said, it was absolutely abominable, and this will surprise you, Mr. Nicholas, if I may so call you. We have already caught the murderer. Fancy that, it was none other than her fiancé, the young undertaker, Duncombe. After all, one could have expected it when we found her in his house, lying in his bed, right? Moreover, we found him right next to the bed with blood on his hands. Is it clear? That's why I managed to solve the case so quickly. We obviously put him in chains immediately, and since it was all absolutely clear, we hanged him the very next morning. That Duncombe, did he confess? Mr. Nicholas, you are not listening, are you? We found him by her, blood all over his body. She was in his house in his bed. I'd say it makes sense, doesn't it? Once again, then, did he confess? No, he didn't confess, but in any case, he couldn't. He was totally insane when we found him. He was just staring at the blood on his hands, muttering something impossible to comprehend. No one was able to get a word out of him. Well, it's pity, because I know he would have pleaded guilty to the Greer's murder as well. He must have had something to do with that one, too. This is how I think it happened. Young Duncombe was probably mad, but he'd managed to hide it for a long time. Then, behind the town, he came across the old married couple I wrote you about and killed them both. Then he concealed the bodies somewhere. That's not all, though. He'd found pleasure in killing, and as a result, his madness began to take over him more and more. Then it struck him while he was with his fiancée, and you know the rest. Honestly, I am pretty sure it happened something like this. And what do you want from me? You've got the murderer. It certainly is unfortunate that you had to come so far only to find everything already solved, but we still need you here. Originally, I invited you to investigate the disappearance of old Greer and his wife. It's now obvious that Duncombe was involved. It would be nice, though, if you uncovered some evidence to prove it beyond all doubt. That would shut the mouths of those who doubt me. You could, for example, find the bodies with some of his possessions nearby to prove the connection. That shouldn't be a big problem now that we've made it so easy for you, should it? Yes, by the ill-considered execution of the main suspect. The word suspect is quite misleading and unfortunate in this matter. It could suggest that we were wrong in our verdict, and that is obviously nonsense. His crime has been fully proven. I admit, though, that such quick and decisive execution of the young man wasn't absolutely necessary. On the other hand, I must say we'd hardly have been able to get a reasonable word out of his mad mind, let alone a confession. So if I'm not mistaken, they arrested and executed a guy that they assumed did it, and now he wants me to essentially find evidence connecting the previous murders to this one. What's up, Dave? How you doing? I was thinking the font looked kind of Middle-earthy. I found a font identifier. It's called Gandalf L. Regular. This guy should be the detective then. I'll take charge of it since I'm here now. I'm glad to hear it. However, I'd like to ask you to proceed in your investigation in the manner I've outlined for you. If you want to see the young man's body, it's still at the place of his execution. Upon the wish of her relatives, Eleanor was burnt on a pyre under the monastery, so there's nothing to see there anymore. But she was examined by Dr. Baker. He can tell you everything. But take his words with a pinch of salt. He sometimes tells porkies and speaks ill of others. I'll go now and announce your arrival to the locals. I'm also going to tell them to assist you as much as possible. I guess to find out for yourself that my words carry a lot of weight here. Glad to hear it. Any help is welcome. And one more thing. I have heard certain rumors about your activities in York. Rumors? What are you talking about? Well, your methods of investigation are said to be quite, let's say, unorthodox. People say you even use some strange potions. Personally, I don't care, but some of the local people are rather curious. They could cause some trouble. I know you used to lock your house in York, but here such a thing is not so common, and I haven't yet managed to get you a lock. Try asking the blacksmith, but beware, he can be rather churlish. Well, good luck, and if you need anything, you can find me in my house or at the inn. Good. If I find anything, I'll keep you informed.
The door closed behind the mayor and I was alone in my new house. I wasn't happy about the development of the situation. It wasn't hard to size him up. He was a weakling and a coward, and his hasty decision to hang the young Undertaker Duncombe proved just that. He saw my task very clearly, to prove he hadn't been wrong with the sentence and preferably to even put the blame on the disappearance of the Greers on Duncombe. Only too often, I've witnessed such quick executions when just after detecting the real culprit, the sentenced murders were transformed into innocent victims. There should always be plenty of time before the noose or sword.
Hear, hear.
I doubted Duncombe had killed his lover and the old married couple. It was just a feeling, but my intuition has proven right too often to just brazen it out. Where was I to start? I should really survey this cellar and then start searching for traces and finding facts in the town. Eleanor's body was burnt to ashes on a pyre. There was nothing I could do about her. The Undertaker was a different case, however. If I managed to get him down from the gallows to my cellar, find the necessary herbs to prepare salt cream, I could get some useful information from him.
Ooh.
It's not that I was looking forward to the conversation, but dead man who was also a madman is not the ideal partner for a conversation.
Oh, so we have a potion that lets us speak with the dead. Okay. Okay. I'm into it. I dig the soundtrack. Soundtrack is good. Soundtrack is genuinely good. All right, what do we got? We got a chest.
It's empty.
It's empty. Yeah, Soul Greep is what that's called. Let's have a look-see at the cellar. In Dead Lady's body, I just did that normally.
The cellar of my new house was more than suitable.
Wow, there's gonna be a lot of these, aren't
The
there?
mayor couldn't have anticipated what it would be used for, but he had nevertheless chosen well. The worst his fear-fueled imagination could come up with was the vision of diabolic potions that could be prepared there. He was not wrong at this point. A large, solid table was the ideal place for me to lay out my kit for preparing such potions. The massive timbers would serve me well for hanging dead bodies and for fastening my hands for the moment when a demon starts to tear the soul out of my cooling body. What a sweet home for me and my future silent companions.
Not sure how I feel about that demon bit, but okay. That's another chest.
It's empty.
It's empty. This guy apparently does use demons. Hang on, let me check. Okay, there's music and there's sound. I can turn sound up and music down a bit. We can see what that does.
It's empty.
I think I'm beginning to see where the horror part comes in. Yeah, the spoopy skulls on the menu. That freaked me out. I now have an empty bucket.
An empty table won't help me much.
So you said I could lay out my potion stuffs. I don't want to drop the item.
Excellent. Now I require the right herbs.
How do I know what the right herbs are? Could it be in my diary? Potion making. People, my notes, potion making, Temple of Sacrifices. Preparation potions, collecting herbs, bloodstone weed, devil's luck, water sleep, tear stone, gwynlock, potion soul greep. Soul Greep is probably the most important potion of all that a hunter knows and uses. When drunk, it causes the slow death of the human body. Cool, okay. Thanks to this, a demon bearer comes to the hunter, orders the demon to carry him to the Temple of Sacrifice. After his return, the demon returns the soul of the body, which must not have gone completely cold. In order for the potion to be useful, the hunter must be near the body of the willful killing or murder victim whom he wishes to contact in the temple. If he successfully cannot try to contact the same victim for a second time, since the demons are very irritable and a repeated request could make them furious. It is also inevitable that the hunter hides himself in a place where other people cannot get to him during his stay in the temple. His body is absolutely defenseless at this time, and the phenomena that accompany his leaving this world and his return are usually not considered normal among ordinary mortals. The same applies to the dead bodies placed in the room around the hunter. For this reason, hunters usually conduct this ritual in locked cellars or deep caves. Ancient check secret, yeah. 2 Gwynlock, 2 Water Sleep, 1 Devil's Luck, 2 Tears of Stone. Just as Ms. Roy said. Excellent, good. Let's see. I can save here. That's my dungeon. Also, I'm probably just gonna make use of. Yeah, I'll just make liberal use of quick save probably. Thought the go up hand on the nose was flipping you off. Murder. Needs more Pargon. All right, we are here. There is a green mark on the map, and I'm not sure why. It looks like we've got big village here. This is the woods where I entered from down here. Maybe some kind of castle or keep up here. Graphics remind you of Neverwinter Nights. Early mid 2000s, like PC adventures, kind of had this whole vibe to them, didn't they? This whole look and feel. Oh, signs. Scaffold, monastery, town gate. Okay, so we need to head for the scaffold in a minute here. But I think we're right across from the blacksmith, if I remember this correctly. Oh, I hear him. There he be. Alright, he can be a bit churlish, chat. John Cobb, the blacksmith. Ah, Mr. Fairpoint himself. What can I do for you? Tell me something about yourself. Well, my name is Cobb, and as you probably understood, I'm the local blacksmith. Do you need to know... Jesus! Do you need to know anything else? How long have you lived here? Born here, and I've always lived here, except for 5 years when I was fighting as a soldier of fortune. I'll be buried here as well. Yes? Was there another something about yourself? Why haven't you left the town like the others? Well, it's true the majority of the people have left over the last 10 years. Harvests have been getting worse and worse each year. We haven't seen the sun for God knows how long, and animals keep catching strange diseases. All perfectly normal stuff. I don't see why that would drive anybody off. I myself wanted to leave. It was about 5 years or so ago, but then Mary died, so there's no point in moving anywhere else. I would have only moved away because of her anyway. Poor Mary. What happened to her? Well, I don't know. She just began to feel bad. The doctor tried hard. Even the old witch gave her some herbs, but she was gone by the summer. We had no children, so at least they couldn't miss their mother, right? Then I began to take care of Roger when his parents died. I had been training him here in my workshop before the terrible thing happened. I'd like to learn something about the local people. Not many of us have stayed in the center. You must have already met the mayor. After all, he's the one who brought you here, so you two must be friends. But I'll tell you one thing, and you can pass it on to him. I don't care. Mayor is the biggest bastard on God's earth. He hanged that poor boy and didn't care if he had done it or not. Listen to me carefully. If he gives me the slightest motive, he'll be a dead man. I won't care what happens next. I have nothing more to lose. All right, that all fits. That all makes sense. Guy was basically a father figure to Roger, and then the mayor just ups and offs him. So yeah, a lot of bad blood right there. Not detecting all that much churl, significantly more gorm than described. Agreed, and I think we can put this on the mayor. The mayor is obviously gonna have a conflict with this guy, so it makes sense that we'd want to set us against him. John Cobb is the best character so far. I remember liking The Witcher 1. Combat stinks. I love the investigating the monsters before hunting them. The story's interesting. I enjoyed The Witcher 1 as well. I've mentioned this many times. I started The Witcher 1 years ago, like over a decade ago, and I got really far into it. I got to like chapter 4 or 5 or something in it, and then just stopped playing and never went back. And I always regretted that. But I went back and looked, and I've only got something like 10 or 12 hours logged in it. So it turns out it wouldn't actually take that long to recoup my losses. Want to go through the entire trilogy someday? I do too, honestly. Fine, I get the idea. Then his young wife Helen came here. She's a nice girl. It's a great pity she had to be with such a bastard. Fortunately, I must leave her alone in bed because she's much too old for him, if know what I mean. He's a bastard and pervert. I've seen nothing, but I hear what people say. And what do they say? Oh my God, he fucking hates this guy. There have been rumors that Mayor likes to sleep around. The doctor's a good man, even though he's changed a lot during the last year. He used to be a happy man now, but he's very quiet. Seems to me he's afraid of something. Well, he's not the only one here. He can fix your broken bone, but if you need to have a disease healed, it's better to go to the herbalist. Old Maud is half mad, but has helped many people here. That's what Dr. Baker is not very happy about. People say she can also harm you, but she saved my wife from a lot of pain. I can't say anything bad about her. You'll probably meet Simon by the river. He's my wife's brother. He came here when she was ill and then stayed here. I think he's about to leave. Who else do we have? Yes, the Heralds. Harold is a real nutcase because of him. Beware of him. He's always hearing voices and is obsessed with money even though he doesn't have any. He'd do anything for money. It's hell for his wife because he's either drunk as a lord or twittering on about money. Oh, God. An obsessive tweeter. Definitely makes sense that the mayor would only have bad interactions with this guy. Tried out Lanzalore earlier today. It's quite good. Surprisingly user-friendly for a CRPG from '93. Be it possible for you to go back to Witcher 1 unless there's a copy at the top of your space elevator. I'm just making shit up. I'll never go back to The Witcher. Not while they're satisfactory to play. Guards have been patrolling the streets. The mayor brought them in after those disappearances. They are good and fair men, even though they are angry to have ended up here. They sometimes come here for a chat. Well, and then we have the monks. They live in the monastery. Ah, it's a monastery above town. Okay. They used to behave like any other Benedictines, but now they become real sectarians. They don't even wear black habits anymore. They wear gray ones. Scandalous. They let nobody in. Occasionally, one of them appears in town to tout. The doctor is said to have been there a few times, and nobody else knows anything about them. They live only for themselves. I doubt they'd even give you an unction? I must have forgotten somebody, but you'll certainly bump into the others around town. Dang, monks are always obsessed with sects. Monks only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. What do you think about the murders? Well, firstly, you better watch your tongue, because I only know about one. The bodies of Greer and his wife has never been found. Who knows if they didn't just silently vanish from the town in the same way they'd appeared and leave some blood-soaked scraps of clothing, so you'd have something to think about. Secondly, I don't know if you're really interested in what I tell you. You are convinced that the Undertaker did it anyway. Poor Rogers even blamed for a bad harvest, ill animals, and many other things. Isn't that what people start to say? But I know one thing beyond any doubt. The biggest danger doesn't lurk somewhere in the bushes. No, the biggest danger is that yellow-bellied mayor is able to hang a poor innocent man just so he can sleep in peace and not have to explain his damn inability to find the one who really did it. He is the biggest damn danger in this town. I'm interested in something else at the moment. I believe Duncombe didn't do it. You believe Duncombe didn't do it? How can you even ask? Of course he didn't do it. He and Eleanor were about to marry and leave right away. I was even training him to be a blacksmith so he could find work more easily. That execution was a regular crime. Take my words, it would cause blood to be spilled again. Such a young life wasted. In September, he would have been only 19. Damn. That's right. Tout is like old school selling stuff, yeah. Unction apparently means treatment with a medicinal oil or ointment in the archaic sense. I think we're gonna have a lot of archaic translations here. And I honestly don't know if it's a matter of style or just what they had in the thesaurus at the time. I need a lock for my door. Yes, the mayor mentioned I have one here, but I use it myself now. I used to have a normal lock, but unfortunately for you, I lost the key, so I use this one instead. And if I found the key? I'd happily give you this one if you could find it, but it's not going to be so easy, you know. I lost it somewhere by the lake next to the swamp. Maybe it sank into one of them. If you find it there, you're more likely to drown than get it out. Well, try if you like. I shan't shed any tears on your grave. Alright. I am done with you, sir. Bit of column A, bit of column B. Let's see, what else is going on around here? Seems like most of the houses you can't enter. This is the Broken Jug Tavern. For some reason, I find back comedically blunt. Look at all the people. We got Galfred Limsey, the landlord. Oh, fuck this guy. We got Old Harrell, a local. We got a commoner and a commoner. Philip St. John, there's the mayor, piece of shit. And Robert Mullins, the innkeeper. Let's talk to him. So, what do you have? Tell me something about yourself and your inn. Don't forget Pathologic's translation, that was a stylistic choice. An absolutely impenetrable one, wasn't it? Actually, wait, wasn't Pathologic's original translation like half bungled? Like, I know there's 3 storylines. There's 3 different characters you can play in Pathologic. Didn't they, like, they hired somebody to translate it for them. I forget what the story was. Like, they hired a translation group and they got through the first storyline and then couldn't do the other 2. So they hired somebody else and the translations for those 2 are just garbage. Pathologic's original translation was half fucked up when the NPCs calls one of the protagonists Onion. Like they yell something like, "Go onion gather the tools." Yeah, I always heard with the original, because I was fascinated by Pathologic back around its release, though I never played it myself. I always heard that like the first scenario is fine, it's good, it's what people liked. The second one was functional but hard to understand, and then the third one was just like clown shoes. It was just like monkey cheese translation. I own the Broken Jug. Don't laugh about the name. I run the best inn in the neighborhood. In fact, it's the only one. But now more seriously, I've been here for some years, but I'm gonna leave just like many others. The inn doesn't earn me much, and my wife has already arranged something on the East Coast. If I could sell the inn, I'd leave for right away, but who'd buy it? HD version of retranslated has always been meant to be poetically weird. The old translation went a bit far. Yeah, I definitely do the HD version if I played it sometime. Like some information concerning the local people. I know, an innkeeper should know the locals more than anyone. I probably do know them more than anyone, but I'm afraid I'm not going to tell you anything. Such terrible times, people come here to amuse themselves, at least for a short while. So why should I snitch on them? You can't expect me to. What if they got angry and stopped visiting my inn? Who'd compensate me? I doubt it would be you. But I've been investigating a murder. What murder? The murderer's already swung from the gallows pole. It couldn't be any more obvious. Do you know anything about the crimes? I don't know the Greers much. They never came here. Well, it's bad news about the girl, but in my opinion, the mayor did the best he could. It was bad here even before, so we didn't need a mad murderer wandering the streets. It's true we do still have a madman here. Just look at old Harold. Alright, done with this guy. Let's talk to old Harold. I'd rather talk to the town psychopath than the landlord. That look, I could see it in your eyes. You hear the voice too. You can see, can't you? I recognize it. What kind of voice should I hear? No, only Harold can hear it, and that's good, really good. All the money will belong to Harold. Mine, do you understand? Once Harold has bought everything here, he'll perhaps throw you remnants of food from his table. What money? I'm interested to know. Do not dare think of it. It's mine and mine only. Whoever even looks at my money will be dead. Yeah, old Harold spills the beans and everybody's dead meat. I don't need your money. Fuck off. Innkeeper's just doing his job and seems to not care about things. Yeah, it's typical just don't bother me with this shit mentality. Just leave me out of it. Greetings, Mr. Fairpoint. Isn't that an aristocratic name? I must have heard it somewhere before. Well, if you don't look like an aristocrat to me, but you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, as they say. Why don't you sit here? You were said to own most of the local land. Yes, that's right. I am the richest man here because I am the owner of most of the land out that doesn't mean much in this place. Wait, what? Okay, hang on. I'm the richest man here because I am the owner of most of the land, but that doesn't mean much in this place, my friend. Okay. I live here with my son, John. He's back from his studies in Oxford. The Black Death killed my wife, so we live alone together. Alone together. Alone together, which means nothing to me. Do you know the Greers or Duncombe? I'd like to stress right away that I was away from Cavorn and both of those horrible things happened. I knew Duncombe only by sight, and I daren't judge whether he did it or not. I know very little about the Greers too, but I seem to be almost the only one who communicated with them. They were very unpleasant folk, but I had to talk to them because they lived in one of my rented houses. Can you give me some more information about them? I can't tell you much more. They moved from somewhere north. They wanted to spend the rest of their lives here. Actually, they did nothing wrong. Just went walking in the countryside. They weren't bad, just a bit reclusive. Well, they wanted to spend the rest of their lives here, and technically, they did. Wish granted. I don't know, is a respectable opinion in this scenario, not gonna lie. Yeah, no. I don't... Just to make it clear, I don't have a problem with any of the dialogue in this so far. It's a bit long-winded. Brevity is the soul of wit, as they say, and when it comes to video games, I think games benefit a lot from not padding out their dialogue and getting straight to the point. But for what it is, it's fine. I want to live here for the rest of my life, monkey's paw curls, exactly. How do you get along with local people? I don't have any problems getting along with other people. Unfortunately, my stepson has. If you ever visit my house here in Cavorn, beware of him. He's a bit hot-blooded, so try not to offend him. Here, Mullins can draw you a good beer. That's the only thing that still has some decent flavor in this damned place. You've already met the mayor. He's got a nice young wife. You can have a good chat with Simon the fisherman, but take my advice, don't buy any fish from him. I do it more out of decency. And I'm not in touch with the rest of the people, sometimes the doctor, but he's been quite reticent recently. Yes, they're immersing me. I'm feeling immersed. Can I talk to the commoners? No, I can peer at them, but that's about it. All right. Not critiquing the dialogue either, I'm just providing opinions on the narrative. And I concur for now. All right, that is an enterable house. It's mayor. So is there anybody in here? Because the mayor's in... Oh, maybe I can loot his place. Can I steal... Oh, God, Jesus, there's Emma the maid. There's a chest. Can I loot his chest? What are you doing there? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't mind me. Good day, sir. How can I help you? Who are you? I'm Emma and I serve the St. John's. I'm 23 and I've been with my lady for 9 years. Her family adopted me when my mother died in St. Giles Hospital in Malden. I came here with my lady when she married the local mayor. I must say I liked life in the town better, but I love my lady, so I followed her willingly. It's not that I regret it, but this place is terrible. Feeling immersed? It's time to experience immersion. Do you know the local people? Actually, I don't have much time to spend with them. My lady, Helen, is simply splendid. You'll find out yourself when you know her better. My master is quite strict and he doesn't seem to like me much. The lady has taken me to the old woman living by the swamp a few times, but I couldn't understand her. I'm scared of her. Occasionally I take something to Mr. Cobb to fix. He's the local blacksmith. Or I borrow a book from Dr. Baker for my lady. I sometimes go to Simon for fish. I like going there most. I sometimes come across Mr. Limsey and his son. Mr. Limsey is a nice and decent man, but his son is a terrible brat. I can't believe he could be his son. Oh, God, sorry, I got carried away a bit. You won't tell anyone, will you? Of course not, you needn't worry. What do you think about the murder? I'm sorry, but I can't talk about it. I haven't been able to sleep at night since it happened. I'm afraid to go into the town alone. But the murderer is most likely dead now. Most likely? Forgive me, I don't want to be rude. But according to my lady, the murderer is still waiting somewhere out there. I absolutely agree with her. I don't know who did it, but it certainly wasn't Roger Duncombe. Oh, crude. I was like, that's not an R, but it looks like a T. Is that a... No, I don't want to be trude. Okay, sure. Be trude to yourself. Winecraft. That's the mayor's wine! I know, that's why I want it. He doesn't deserve it. The mayor does not deserve good things. Typo, Andy, I don't want to be trude either. I was trude once, it was awful. The T is silent. I have no idea if I actually need to concern myself with saving or anything yet, but I will. I'm gonna assume it's, pretend as a portmanteau of true and rude. Trude. Real true dude. Oh God, he's still there. Peter Thornton, Town Guard. Yes? I'd like to ask about a few things. I can't talk. Have you noticed I'm on watch? What if anything happens while I'm chatting to you? The mayor's been bothering us enough already. I've been here for 7 hours now. By God, I'm thirsty. Do you think he's arranged for someone to get us a drink? Of course not. Why do I get the feeling I can't have the body until I get him a drink? Where the hell do you think you're going? I'm going to retrieve the body. It's mine. I can have it. Alright, fuck. Okay, so this appears to be the first challenge of the game. Get a drink for the town guard. Yeah. I don't mean to keep stuck. I don't mean to keep yawning, chat, but I gotta be honest. These voiceover sessions I do really take it out of me. It's an adventure game. Poozle Inventory. I don't think do. I have a bucket. You bring him a fucking bucket of water. Give him the potion makes you talk to dead people. Simon Linz. I am happy to see you, friend. There's nothing better than meeting interesting new people. It's so dreary here. Tell me what's on your mind. This is no Kuno yet. Oh, fucking Kuno, man. Simon, can you tell me something about yourself? Well, my name is Simon Linz. You probably know that. People usually call me Simon the Fisherman. I came here several years ago because my sister, who was seriously ill. She was married to the local blacksmith, you know, and when she died, I stayed here. I didn't feel like going anywhere else, but I'm thinking about leaving more often recently. I can't stand it here any longer. What about the locals? How do you get along with them? You won't have much fun with most of them, especially in such strange times. The blacksmith is reliable and fair. He's married to my sister. We don't see each other often because he's seldom in the mood for chatting, especially now since they hanged Roger. But he's a good man. Innkeeper Mullins won't rip you off more than necessary. You'll probably come across Harold. Keep your distance from him. He's crazy. He's always chattering about some money, and when you talk to him a bit longer, he starts to be aggressive. No wonder his wife is such a bad way. The mayor's quite strange, but don't tell him I said so or he'll have me burnt. I had the honor of talking to him. He doesn't have much authority, does he? His wife is beautiful and clever, but the real treasure is somewhere else. Oh, I don't know if you've already seen Emma. Every time I need cheering up, I go and have a talk with her, and the world seems a happier place again. Well, I got a bit carried away. What else? The monks. I don't know much about them. I've seen one or two of them, that's all. I give quite a lot of fish to Farmer Limsey. He's a very pleasant man. He sometimes buys me a drink, but only when his terrible son is not around. Old Litcott lives on the edge of the swamp and makes various potions and similar things. She's a bit mad when you really need her. She's willing to help. She's a bit mad, but when you really need her, she's willing to help you. Who else? Well, you'll find out yourself. Nobody fucking likes this town. The town is cursed. The town is very, very obviously cursed. The sun never comes out. The livestock is diseased. Everyone fucking hates it. You might know something about the murder and disappearance. Well, that's really bad. I sometimes saw the Greers strolling on the edge of the swamp. After all, it was me who found the blood-soaked piece of their clothing. I never talked much to them, though. They were quite unpleasant. They were said to have come to spend the rest of their lives here. Well, that's exactly what they did, isn't it? Duncombe, now there's a different story. The boy simply didn't do it, and the mayor has it on his conscience. Ask John the blacksmith. He knew Roger well. I talked to him the very same day he was coming home in a merry mood. He certainly wasn't mad then. I mean, if nothing else, the mayor can just have people murdered with impunity, which is what he just did. That's enough to tell me to get the fuck out of Dodge. Interested in something else? You like Emma, don't you? Well, since you mention it, I like her very much. She's clever, beautiful, and I would love to get closer to her. You know, she's the only reason I haven't left this place, for a place where the sun shines. But now I'm going to leave. There's no point in daydreaming that she could want me. She lived in a big town for most of her life. What would she do with a man like me? Don't sell yourself short, buddy. Never sell yourself short, chat. There is somebody for everybody. What is this? That's so weird that there was a quest marker there and now there isn't. Broken Jug Inn, blacksmith, my house, mayor, scaffold. Okay. It's the gooning spot. Oh dear. John Parrott, town guard. I can only observe him. I cannot speak to him. Ooh. This is a matchmaking romance game and only pretending to be horror, murder, mystery. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, you never know. Emma might be into Terrible Fisherman. No accounting for taste. Chickens, did you see anything interesting? No? Okay. Okay, so we're down here on the southern reaches of this place. It's Mary Harold. Ah. Old bad Harold's wife. No, please go away. My husband's forgiven me from talking to strangers. If he saw us, he would surely think you were after that fictional money. Then he would beat me again. Oh, Christ. Go, please. You can talk to him in person. Harold's usually sitting at the end at this time. No, I don't want to cause any trouble. Chicken never tells. Dead men and live chicken tell no tales. Let's see. This is the path. All right, this is the path through to the main part of town. Before I follow that, though, there was a cluster of buildings to the north. I want to see if any of them could be entered. Dungeon Synth, this is OST from a scale from 1 to 10. Dungeon Synth, I mean, not too much, really. It is good, though. It is exactly what it needs to be. Okay, I guess there is truly nothing going on there. Alright, we'll follow this path across the little stream. This is Element Maker? Element Baker? Element Faker? Skellingtons! But I want the skeleton. Clement Baker. Welcome to my house, Mr. Fairpoint. I expect you to come and search me eventually. What I don't understand is how you managed to obtain an invitation from the mayor. For such is the will of God, that with well-doing. What are you talking about? What, you're not? Oh, what a terrible misunderstanding. I'm so sorry. Oh, Lord, such an unpleasant matter. That's all right. Who did you think I was? Forget about it. I simply made a mistake. Let's end this discussion right now. It can happen to anyone. I'm trying to fit this in as much as possible, even though your mayor's invitation won't help anything. What do you have against the mayor? The mayor, sir, is a degenerate man. I won't talk in details because I don't usually tell tales, and what's more, as a doctor, I should maintain confidentiality. Nevertheless, there's been a dispute between the two of us for quite a long time. That's probably all I can tell you about it. But I need to know more. I don't want to sound offensive. There's really none of your business. It has nothing to do with the murder. I don't want to talk about it. You are said to have examined the dead girl. Yes, I did examine the body. I didn't have much time, though. Her father took the body away shortly after and had it burnt. But it really is a kind of mystery. She died of stab injuries. She had plenty of them on her body. I can't say what weapon was used, but the wounds were frayed, so the weapon could have had a curved blade. There are remnants of ground gravel in the wounds. Gravel? Doctor-patient confidentiality still applies in a dark fantasy medieval setting. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. What about the skin stripped from her back? Ah, yes, the skin. Horrible, isn't it? Skin itself hasn't been found. I must say I've never seen anything like it before. You know what? We are all to blame for it. Well, what do you mean by that? Sins, dear sir. Everything that happens is God's will. Rotten plants, choking mist, animals behaving strangely, dogs and cats living together. Anarchy. All this for our sins. What could be worse than God's punishment? There's no point in defending ourselves. We will all pay in the end. Good enough for me. Mass hysteria. Wooded Doomer, yeah. Often get that with those religious types. All right. Covers most of the bases here. This is a mill back here? Yeah, but I can't go in. I do. Okay, I need a drink for the guard. Yeah, let's see if we can go ahead and do that. Where was the pub? Mayor's still hanging out here? Yes, he is. Well, you have... I'm looking for something to drink for the guard. And what about roast chicken? When they want a roast chicken? I didn't want them here, so I'm not going to feed them or give them anything to drink. Deciduous trees in this game kind of look like shit. Trees are difficult. Okay. Makes sense the doctor would have secrets he promised to keep. The concept is probably significantly older than the fancy modern name for it. True enough. True enough. Alright. Chat, hang on one sec. I'll be right back. I need to check on one thing, okay? Enjoy the nice relaxing sounds of the rain. Okay, I'm back. Good, I showed up at the right time. Perfect timing, Eva. Absolutely. Professor Sracer, what is your opinion on the latest world news? Speaking about real life, I'm scared to death when I'm looking at world news. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, need to check on my kids. They were actually having some candy, so I got a little bit myself. So, something to chaw on. Well, what the hell? Hang on. Okay, game just crashed. That was not the game's fault. I think when I put my earbuds back in, it changed the audio source, which made it explode. So again, not the game's fault. But we'll have to see where the last place I saved was. Hi, Shadow!
It's
always the ones you least expect. Might need to run around and click through some dialogue real quick. Okay, so I quick saved after coming out of the mayor's place. Alright. Alright, hang on. You ask if you gotta have candy first. I don't have to ask. Buy that shit with my money. Want some candy? I'm gonna have some goddamn candy. Alright, real quick. Clicker through here. He wants a drink. Drinky man wants a drink. There's this weird indicator over here that we're gonna go clear out. I don't know why this is here. I don't know what it's for, but it's here. Okay, sure. Have you ever had atomic fireballs? No, I have not. I'm not big on spicy stuff. Hot stuff. Exotic stuff. Tell me something about yourself. Back. Locals. Not talking to him. Might know something. Interested in something else. You like Emma? I had atomic fireballs and I piss off God civilization. Okay, we got that. Was there something over here? Can't run across the river. I guess I don't want to get my dainty little feet wet. There's a thingy over here. Grabbing the weeds. Ah, what? Okay, so I do need to be looking out for these. Thomas Alet is a town guard. Doesn't seem to be anything in that yard over there, so forget that. John, son of landlord Limsey. We haven't actually talked to that dude yet. Finally, something different from that dirty village varmint. What do you want? I'd like to learn something about you, sir. Something about me. My name is John Limsey. What a terrible name. I inherited it from my stepfather, and I actually dwell here only by chance. My mother came here with my stepfather, but she unfortunately perished to the Black Death while traveling to London to see her friend. So you must understand I'm here quite unwillingly. I studied at Oxford, though, and so I hope to leave soon for some livelier place. Do you know the local people well? Dear sir, the local people are only bumpkins and primitives. I refuse to waste a single moment talking about any of them. Yeah, this guy's a little piece of shit. I'm joked about there being no Kuno in this. I'd like to know your opinion about the crimes. Case is closed as far as I'm concerned. The Undertaker got what he deserved. In this respect, that spineless mayor gave me a pleasant surprise. Neil Greer's, no damage done. I'd like to know, though, what your role is in all this. Trying to investigate it. But there's nothing left to investigate. Justice has been done. Take my advice and leave this damned forgotten hole before the villagers bore you to death. Alright, cool. This is not the... There cannot be. I refuse to believe that any Eurojank game from the mid-2000s that actually got a wider release outside of Russia is gonna have a Kuno in it. It's just not happening, chat. Too true, there is only one Kuno, and that is the way it should stay. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, be thankful. Yeah. Mr. Baker. Boy, if I ever do stream Disco Elysium, I am going to need the mother of all content warnings for talking to that little shit. Actually, that's going to be true for a couple of the characters in that game. Measurehead. Talk to this guy. I'm just going to click through this. Against the mayor. I need to know more. Examine the dead girl. About the skin. What do you mean? Sins. There was another option here, though, wasn't there? You think Duncan may have done it? To be honest, I don't know. It's really strange, though. They didn't find any weapon on that could have caused such injuries. In any case, the mayor shouldn't have had him hang straight away. Now we can hardly prove his guilt or innocence. I'll take care of that myself. I have some doubts that you, hired by the mayor, interested in finding the truth. I may be wrong, though. I'll wait and see how you get on. There was a third option. I want to know about the Greers. I can't tell you much about the Greers, neither can anybody who lives here. They moved here quite recently and weren't very popular. I went to the swamp where they'd found the bloody shreds of their clothes. Didn't see anything useful there. Yes, they were unpopular, but I doubt anybody in Kavorn could have benefited from their murder. Provided the murder wasn't mad, that is. You're right, provided it wasn't mad, like for instance, Roger Duncombe. Measurehead is somewhat funny, though, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, if you... It's like... It sounds so bad to say, but he is, like, so racist that it kind of wraps around to being absurdity. It's a remarkable thing, that. Care about local people a great deal. Lived here too long, just leave. My place is here with those who need me. Oh god, I don't think I actually clicked on this last time I talked to this guy. Been invited by the mayor, so you must know his wife Helen. Nice young girl she is. She's not happy with him. However, she tries to hide it. She deserves a better man. If you need any help, go to John Cobb, local blacksmith. He's harsh but honest. He doesn't like the mayor. Mayor's invitation won't help you as far as John's concerned. Then we have young Linz. We call him Simon the Fisherman. Cobb's dead wife's brother. Visited her while she was dying and settled here. Even I couldn't help her at that time. I don't think he'll stay for long. There are a few fish here left, and those he does manage to catch are hardly edible. Ugh. I don't know what keeps him here. He can often be found by the swamp, so he might know something interesting. Local innkeeper Mullins makes out that he doesn't take sides, but in fact, he's on the mayor's side. Speaking of the end, beware of old Harold. He's quite mad and it's getting worse every day. So I was talking about some money and that everyone wants to take it. How do you gain money at all? What do you think of the local herbalist? Old Lincott. Sure, I'm not one who can tell you anything nice about her. Those potions she's been making are said to have helped a few people, but listen carefully. It's just a matter of time before she poisons somebody. And we'll be lucky if it's just one. I heard she even pours that gunk of hers into local wells. If it's true, the mayor should have her driven out of town. This is a serious matter. You're a rather unserious fellow. It does help that Measurehead is racist about fictional ethnicities. That is true. That was a bit of helpful foresight on the writer's part. Earnestly racist. Oh God. I wanted to hear about the monks. You're said to be in touch with local monks. Contact has been really minimal. I've been at their place 2 or 3 times. The mayor somehow made them come to the monastery courtyard so I could examine them for signs of the Black Death. And that's all. They have a new abbot now, quite young, Brother Michael. They're a bit mad, though. They changed the black Benedictine habit for a gray one. Scandalous! And close themselves off from the world even more than other orders do. They even got some sins on their conscience. Certainly not the light that we all need here now. They'll all die just like the rest of us. Jesus Christ, bro. Not the kind of doctor we need in these trying times. Part of the genius of Disco Elysium is essentially an alternate Earth. History has gone in such a way that's parallels to ours, but never quite intersecting. That was one of the more fascinating parts about it, certainly. Was hearing about all these different world events and strange things that happened like in context. That was pretty cool. Disco Elysium was such a great game. I still think to this day, Disco Elysium is probably the best written game I have ever played. It is so singular in its qualities.
No thanks. I'm not thirsty.
How would you like to take a bucket and stick the bucket in the well? I now have a bucket filled with water. Remember the Measurehead meme edit where one of the opinions Dubois can reply in his suave, fair legend. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, well, I think we met just about everybody. Let me see. Diary, my notes. Okay, so. No, I don't want you to close the whole thing. Maybe go up is the way that works. Warm welcome. Privacy. Need a lock. People. Alright, so I'm keeping notes on all the people now. Mayor St. John's probably a weakling to whom the whole situation is getting out of hand. He's like an ostrich. When he digs his head into the sand, problems simply cease to exist. I'm not quite sure why he's invited me here. To help him cover for his bullshit. Curious about this, but I'm not gonna get into that just yet. Okay. I have 2 water sleep and 2 bloodstone. I think we're like halfway to that potion. No. Tear of stone, not bloodstone. But more importantly, I need a drink to give to the guard so I can even get the body in the first place. Also, I need to find the key to that lock. You said it was near the swamp. Let's head out. I don't remember where exactly that was, but there's some swampy looking stuff to the north. Scaffold, Monastery, Town Gate. Yep, this looks swampy and... Oh, hello.
I surprised myself when I saw the glittering of metal through the muddy water of the lake. It was surely the blacksmith's key. I tried to reach it, But as soon as I approached the water, the soil under my feet started to give way and pull me into the deep. I was lucky to get out of this hidden and lethal trap. I needed the key, no doubt, but I refused to die in the swamp for its sake. It was obvious that I required some appropriate equipment to draw it out.
So there is a key out there somewhere, but we need some kind of tool to get it. A fishing pole would probably do it. I wonder if I could borrow fishing guy's pole. Not that pole. Check with the mayor, he's a tool. There's a person. I'm guessing that's a town guard. Oh, it's Helen. Oh, I was wondering if we were gonna run into her. Hello, Mr. Fairpoint. Welcome. They're coming at very bad times, and I'm bringing even worse with you. You're different from what I expected. Expected? Do you know about me from the mayor? The herbalist saw you coming in her dreams and warned me against you. Talk to her, please. It's important that you discover your destiny. Okay. Where would she... Oh, she'd be out here, wouldn't she? Well, let's turn our happy ass right around and go find that herbalist. Okay, I don't know what this is all about, but I like it. Yes. Maud Litcott. Welcome, hooded man. I saw your arrival in my dreams. My arrival? But how could you? Darkness spreads around everywhere, and a putrid ulcer seizes every clean thing. Its blood is black, and its breath kills. But there was still hope until the envoy came through the town gate. In his blindness, he will be the doom of us all. Yes, I saw your arrival in my dreams, yet I can't protect you against your destiny. The circle is closed, and there's no way back for any of us. Me? You're not talking about me, woman. I'm not feeling the evil in you, but fate will set in anyway, and you will be its instrument. Oh, yes, I saw you coming through the mist. A hooded man that commits the irredeemable, but I don't blame you. You have not chosen your path, and what is to happen shall happen. A putrid ulcer seizes every clean thing. Me when I have an ulcer. Please, tell me more. I can see strange things around you, hooded man. I sense the looks of many dead eyes behind you. Why? I am Haresh al-Dorem, the one who speaks to the dead. I have heard of you. You have an immense gift, but you are an envoy of darkness. And who's the shadow by your right hand, hooded man? Who's the dead woman? What? That can't be possible. Clarice? I don't know. It's just a blurred shadow. Someone very close to you has already left you. Have you ever tried to contact her? No, I haven't found the courage. Do not ever try it, hooded man. It is not permitted to you. She will wait for you. Go now. Your destiny waits out there. Ooh, I like her. She's neat. Can I steal your shit? There's nothing interesting in there, hooded man. I am but the man of the hood. I wonder if Helen will have other things to say to me now. Crypto mystical bullshit, let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Helen either vanished or turned into a rat. You're responsible for this doomed to old woman. You're not even gonna try and tell us how to prevent it. Exactly. All that cryptic bullshit. And you're not even gonna lift a finger, are you? We could go to the monastery, but I feel like our destiny lies elsewhere. I kind of wonder if I go back to the mayor's place, might I be able to get that wine carafe off the table? Yeah, here we go. Mayor. I love his stupid ostentatious sign. Maybe they brew ale at the monastery. Yeah, if I can't figure out anything else, we'll go for that. I'd like to talk about something else. Just to spare both of your time, Simon loves you. How do you know? Has he told you? I like him too. He could definitely protect me from what's been happening here. I'll talk to him as soon as I have a moment. Thank you very much. I hope I can repay you sometime. You can, actually. You can let me have this. Yeah, I know it's the mayor's wine. I want it. The mayor doesn't need it. The mayor doesn't deserve nice things. We've been over this. Do you have a money counter? I don't think so. No, we don't seem to. We have a 12-slot inventory. We have a map, we have a diary, and we can drop things. Where was Fisher Boy? Okay, Fisher Boy was west of here. Part of me was wondering if I got things going between them, could I like get her to leave the house so I could steal the wine carafe? Or maybe if I get this guy to give up fishing, he'll give me the rod and I can get that key. I need your fishing rod. No, friend, that's not possible. What would I do without it if, say, you broke it? It's not easy to make such a good rod. You need more than just twine and a stick. The fish here are quite bad anyway, but still, what would I do without it? We've already been over that. Don't underestimate yourself. I know she likes you. What? My dear friend, how could you? You told her, didn't you? Told her I can't stop thinking about her? Well, never mind, never mind. The important thing is that it turned out so well. That's the most amazing thing you could have told me. Who needs the sun now? How can I repay you? I don't need the sun. I need your rod. No, not that rod. How far are you with Emma? I know I haven't forgotten how you helped me with Emma, but as I said, I need my fishing rod. I know we'll do it a different way. You need to catch something and I do it for a living. I'll just go with you and catch it for you. What do you reckon? Sure, what an excellent idea. Okay, that works.
When Simon and I arrived at the lake, I started to doubt whether it was at all possible to get the key out. The water was too muddy. Fortunately, the fisherman had mastered his rod at least as efficiently as I could use my sword. With endless patience, he lowered it into the water again and again until the hook finally located the key. Simon pulled it out of the water with a triumphant cry. I had helped him, but he had now doubtlessly repaid me everything. I hid the key carefully and thankfully shook the fisherman's hand.
Even though monks are famous for making ale, they also make cheese. A type of cheese in Canada called Oka cheese. It was formerly made by Trappist monks and made by company. Oh, cool. Uh-oh. Here are, perhaps it'll be of some help. Wait, do you hear it too? And now again? It sounded like a dog's bark? Sure, it's my Bonnie. Poor dog, you must have been caught in a thorny bush again while chasing a partridge. You've got your key. I hope you unlock everything you need with it. Now I have to go for my rascal. No, I'm not mad. I know the swamp like the palm of my hand. It can hardly surprise me anymore. Right, I must go. Bonnie, I am coming, Bonnie. I have a bit of a bad feeling about this. I have certain concerns. There's a guardsman out here. John Metham. I am not sure why. I know we've covered this, but that's a lot of words to say you got the key. It does feel like padding after a while, I will admit. It does, like, sometimes writing can feel like it's covering for thin content. And I mean, if you're a really good writer, sometimes you can. This is not one of those times. Meth. John Methhead. Guess what, motherfucker? I got that key. I was fair point himself. What can I do for you? Need a lock. I found the key. Really, I'm surprised. I made your promise. I intend to keep it. Here's the lock with the key. It shouldn't be difficult to fit it to the door. All right. I've done that. Might as well go back to my house and see if I can actually do something with the lock. Don't know if I might need to lock things up before I
Excellent. The lock is in place.
Excellent. Okay, so I've completed a quest. For me, it feels like a decent low-budget alternative to cutscene. I would agree with that. Your brain renders the cutscene instead of the computer. Yes, indeed. All right, back to the mayor's house. Hopefully Emma ran off. Hopefully she eloped. And she didn't. She's still there. And there's nothing else I can talk to her about, so. That's the mayor's wine. I suppose at this point, let's head up to the monastery. Hey, when dudes act like the brain is a computer when the two are very different. The differences are rather fascinating too. Very different processes for computing and interpreting. Our brains are undeniably very fascinating meat machines. I'm a Markov chain. This place seems cool.
It's locked.
It's locked. You can't go in that way. It appears to be a cool-ass graveyard on the other side. There's some.
The Undertaker's house looked more or less how I had imagined it. Unfinished stone crosses, a coffin, simple furnishing. But added to that, stains of dry human blood all over the floor and a blanket lying next to a simple bed. Something was wrong here. I'm not speaking about the blood. I've seen too many similar scenes. But here, even the main thing, the victim, was missing. A more interesting thing was that I didn't feel anything here. In such places, I usually had an unpleasant, stinging feeling, as if my wounds were beginning to open. But nothing of the kind here.
This one's not quite as good as the last couple. The phrasing is rather... Oh, Jesus. Phrasing's a bit of a mess.
Tinderbox. This might come in handy.
Tinderbox. Alright, so you want to do some investigating, buddy, or anything? You want a spade? Okay, so I can dig shit up now. That's cool. Can I have another epi bucket? I can. Oh boy. All right, I am wealthy now, chat. Wealthy beyond all imagine. There's the goddamn exit button for that. Where your jank slab jank games find these British voice actors? A good question. John Hardy, may you finally find peace in death. Unreadable epitaph. Philip St. John. Helen St. John. Jalecia Stockdale, rest in peace. Alice Seymour, rest in peace. Muna's game really is something else. It's effective. I'm not, like, overwhelmed by it or anything. It does what it needs to do. It reminds me a lot of the atmosphere in the original Black Mirror. That was a game that I really enjoyed, but it was absolutely, without question, the slowest point-and-click adventure I've ever played. It is absolutely glacial in its pacing. And if that didn't drive you completely insane, it didn't drive me insane. That was actually kind of neat. It actually kind of worked for the whole gothic horror atmosphere they were going for. You mean the television show or the phone, but too much. I know, it's confusing. But no, there's actually an entire series of point-and-click adventures called Black Mirror. Haven't even gotten to demons yet. We haven't, yeah. I mean, this one is also shaping to be a very slow burn. So Tears of Stone seems like they grow in rocky areas. Oh, that might be... That's the pyre. Okay. That's where the victim was burned. This is a modern jank reboot of it that didn't sell by the same studio that made Alone in the Dark reboot that didn't sell. Needless to say, they no longer exist. I was always curious about that because I played the Black Mirror trilogy. It's a very strange trilogy. Because there's the original Black Mirror, which is, again, extremely slow burn gothic horror, right? And then another studio got a hold of the rights to it and made a new point-and-click adventure that mostly built off the original, but also retconned some stuff, changed some stuff around, and they honestly made a much better game out of it. A much more reasonably paced, more engaging, more interesting game. And then did a direct sequel to that, which is the third Black Mirror. So it's not... The first game ends up being kind of an outlier in its own trilogy. But they are, if you have the patience for the first one, at least, a very, very solid gothic horror series of point-and-click adventures. Really like the Alone in the Dark reboot, recommend it. Oh, I can actually zoom in a tiny bit. All right, so I am back here. I still need a drink. Heard the Alone in the Dark reboot is kind of bad at being a survival horror game, amazing at being a narrative adventure game. I haven't spoken to the mayor again in all this. Mr. Nicholas, how's your investigation coming along? Tell me if you think it would be of any help. Let's talk about... The guard didn't get anything to drink. So what? Why does it bother you? Well, then go to the innkeeper who's so tenderhearted, he'll give you something. Tell him you've been sent by me. Okay. That was it. That's what I had to do. Here's something to drink for the guard. I've been sent by the mayor. The mayor was nice of him, but he doesn't own my business. They are so thirsty. Take this wineskin and pour anything you want into it, but take my words, they don't even deserve well water. Everyone in this game is kind of terrible. Like, why are they all such dickheads? Okay, so... There's no way he's gonna go for water. The maid wasn't a dickhead. I'm just generalizing. I'm just generalizing. Trying to think if there's many Eurojank games where everyone isn't a kind of total asshole. It's a Slavjank experience. Kinda is, isn't it? I don't suppose you left a tapped barrel out here that I could just surreptitiously drain, did you? Trying to think. May hasn't been a dickhead yet. There's still time. Where am I right now? Back over here again. Piranha Bytes shut down. Sucks to you. I really like most of their games. This is the chicken area. This is Miss Harrell. What am I gonna do with an empty wineskin? This is just Stardew Valley without... So it's Valley. I am playing Valley. But it is very Valley. Alright, so that's the main town gate. Mines, that's right. There are mines here, aren't there? Can I have this axe? Were you threatened by a chicken? Like, it's not that complicated.
Why? I have my sword.
Because it's an axe! What a stupid thing to ask! You know, this actually reminds me of fucking Darkstone, at least it looks in camera. Yeah. That thought had crossed my mind as well.
The wineskin is now filled with water.
I mean, fuck it. Let's at least give it a try, right? Where was that guy? Darkstone may have the ignoble distinction of being the first, like, full 3D Diablo-like. But it is rough. It is a really rough game. I hate it, personally. I had it, I got it out of a bargain bin when I was a kid for like $2 or something. Thinking I could wring $2 in enjoyment out of it. And being incredibly wrong. Tried to play it a couple times. I think I even own it on Steam. I think I've reviewed it unfavorably. Sure you'd be shocked to hear. Whereas 3D Diablo clone I grew up with was Fate. I did not find a Diablo clone that I liked until Titan Quest. I tried a bunch of them, but yeah, I just wasn't. Like, oh, what's the really bright, colorful one that looks like, looks kind of Warcrafty in its aesthetic? Torchlight, that's it, Torchlight. Played Torchlight 1 a fair bit and just never really clicked with it. Grim Dawn seems neat. Okay, look, straight up. If you like Diablo likes, I think Grim Dawn is the best. I think Grim Dawn is the top of the heap. I brought something to drink. May the Lord bless you for this. I was beginning to think I would dry out completely. Cheers then. Puh, water. Look, I appreciate your effort. I'm going to pour this out here. Here's your wineskin back. Wine or beer. That would be a drink to get the blood flowing again. God damn it. Shit. Fucking God. I only played like 2 hours. I mean, Grim Dawn has a really good intro to it. It has a really good hook. It plays the double apocalypse card. Like, there are fully 2 simultaneous apocalypses happening, and I love that about it. Honestly, couldn't get on much with Diablo 3. I have a weird relationship with the Diablo games, where like the further into the series you get, I think the gameplay improves and the aesthetic suffers. Like, I really don't think there are many, if any, games that can compete with the atmosphere of the original Diablo. Like, the original Diablo is a singular game in its dark fantasy trappings. And then Diablo 2 loses some of that in the service of having more fleshed out gameplay and exploration, and it works. It works a lot. Diablo 2 is definitely a more fun game than 1, but it can't match the atmosphere. And then Diablo 3 is even further in that direction. Like, Diablo 3 is almost getting to like campy and cartoony, honestly. Diablo 3 had the least imaginative world I've ever seen. I mean, the thing that bothered me about Diablo 3 is, for the most part, they just copied the areas from Diablo 2. Like, you explore a grasslands area, then you explore a desert area, then you explore like a snowy area, if I remember correctly. And then instead of going to hell, you go to heaven. So, now I will say this. I think the pattern holds up. I do think Diablo 3 is more fun to play than 1 or 2. My evidence for this is that I have only played through Diablo 1 once. Like, ever. I have played Diablo 2 long enough to beat the main storyline on normal with like one or two characters, not many. Diablo 3, if I were to go back and open it up right now, I have multiple characters at the level cap, geared up, ready to do. Well, I played launch Diablo 3. I played Diablo 3 before all the adjustments that the big expansion made. But I liked it. I liked playing Diablo 3 more than 1 or 2. I'm not going to argue it's a better game, but I found it to be more fun to play. Part of that is still leaning heavily on the Blood and Spikes aesthetic, but it's been 20 years since Diablo 2. Yeah, it does feel a bit dated. I've never played Diablo 4. I don't really know much about it, but I've pretty much lost interest in it and Blizzard games in general. Because there are so many great alternatives. Like, I could easily spend the rest of my life just going back to Titan Quest and Grim Dawn over and over and over again. And like, there's gonna be a Titan Quest 2. There's gonna be a Grim Dawn expansion. And I have to assume that the Grim Dawn devs are gonna do another ARPG at some point. They're still working on Grim Dawn, and they're working on a really neat colony builder called Farthest Frontier that I go back and play every once in a while. That's actually one I want to go back to and really dig into. Grim Dawn 2, Grim Dawner. Played through Dungeon Siege fully once. I love that it is one straight line with no load screens. Dungeon Siege has a neat vibe to it. I was pretty impressed with Dungeon Siege. I was really impressed with Dungeon Siege 2. I've never gotten very far in it, but I did think Dungeon Siege 2 was really well done. Look, lady, I need this wine. It's not... Okay, I can talk about something else again. You pour a little of that wine into my wineskin. I can't. The master would find out. It'd be even worse hell with him then. Couldn't you, even for the good news about Simon? Well, you're right. I owe you so much now. Wait, right here you are. The mayor won't find out. If he does, I don't care. I don't care about it now. All right, finally. Finally, we got there. So now I have wineskin filled with wine. Okay, I can give this to the guy. I can make off with the body, and then maybe, at long last, chat, after 2 hours of faffing around, maybe we can get to some supernatural spoopy shits. Shame Activision Blizzard games can be so good on occasion. I always feel ashamed to say to myself, oh yes, I like this game. Well, I remember Body Codec probably has a bloody... Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just done with Blizzard games. I think it's tragic what happened to that company. But they haven't really been making things that I'm interested in anymore. Like I said, I don't need Diablo 4. I have Grim Dawn and I have Titan Quest, and I'll just keep going back to those for as long as I need. And if I get tired of those, I'll take up Path of Exile again, because Path of Exile is a really good game if you can get over its learning curve. I used to play Overwatch a long time ago, back when it first launched. I lost interest in it, and then I had negative interest in Overwatch 2 based on everything I heard about it. Yes, exactly. All the important people left and made their own companies. I brought something to drink. May Lord bless you. Cheers. That's good. I am indebted to you. Can I have the dead person now? Where the hell do you think you're at? What do you think I'm doing, you fuckhead? But I got him his drink. What the shit? Probably buy Diablo 4 because I'm a consumer schmuck and only God can forgive me. Look, I'm not gonna hold it against anybody. If you like the Diablo games, if you want to keep playing them, like, that is your call. No judgment here. I am just done with them. Why? Okay, I'm going back to the mayor. Maybe the mayor has to order this guy to stand down. Diablo with boobs is a fantastic draw. That I won't dispute. Also, the organic high heels. I could not get over that. The first time I beat Diablo 3, and you can see Lady Diablo's like organic high heels, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So glad I didn't get sucked into WoW. That was that? Yeah, that was the most I've ever gotten into an MMO. I played vanilla World of Warcraft. I got a character to the level cap. I did some exploring and late game stuff, and then I quit. And then a buddy of mine got me back in during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. I basically did the same thing. I leveled the character up to the cap. I did some end game stuff, and then I was done. Played WoW up until the end of Cataclysm. Organic high heels on automatic Lamau, no. All right, well, that didn't help me out. I mean, what in the hell do they want me to do now? Final Fantasy 11 grabbed me a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm kind of over MMOs. I don't. It's funny because right now I'm spending all this time playing Satisfactory, and that's it's the kind of time that I would spend on an MMO, but like I don't like the time expectations, frankly. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't really want a game to make specific demands of my time. Like, you have daily quests that you need to do. You need to log in every day to do this. Oh, we've got a seasonal event going on right now, and you gotta do this stuff. And that's how all MMOs are set up now, because they're designed to be theme parks to keep you in as long as possible and squeeze your money out of you. Perhaps you may be interested in Final Fantasy XIV, which has a free trial. I do play a gacha game. I am okay with doing that on my phone because it is always there, and it's the kind of stuff that I can just tap through in a couple minutes, and that's that. An MMO is a very different kind of commitment. And that's the reason I don't play shit like Genshin. Like, Genshin looks fun to me. It looks like something I would actually enjoy, but I don't play it because it's such an active thing. The gacha game I play, The gacha game I play is very passive. I collect heroes, and when I actually have to do something with them, usually my teams are strong enough that I can just like auto battle through whatever it is that I'm doing. The actual time commitment is quite low. As opposed to an MMO where I would have to sit here and, oh God. What's up, Arellen? Where I want to see you play Factorio. I want to see myself play Factorio. Considering how obsessed I am with Satisfactory right now, Factorio could hit real good, I think. I like Star Rail more of the auto battle things. I've tried Honkai Star Rail too. There was just so much going on in it, I just didn't care. So much story stuff and whatnot. I need phone games for me. I need phone games to like actively be a waste of time. I know this sounds insane. I don't want to play good games on my phone. I don't want to play something that's engrossing on my phone. I essentially want a virtual bonsai garden. This is how I always look at it. Shadows. It's true though. It's true. Like, I want something on my phone that I can tap into a couple times a day and do a few little chores or whatever, and have a collection or something that grows over time. That's the appeal of all these things to me. Like, all of my favorite games are things where my time spent in it leaves me with something that I am pleased with. The big thing I love in Satisfactory is just watching my factory hum along, realizing that I've spent, 70 plus hours building this massive construct that's just like pooping out all these different advanced devices and being like, yes, I did this. I built this with my own two hands. I like that about my gacha game. I like just looking at my roster and remembering like all the time that I spent like building up to this, and like just knowing how complete everything is for what I've done. Yeah, Subnautica was the same way. I loved the base I built in Subnautica. I loved the submersibles and things. It had very satisfying progression. It's why I like city builders so much. It's why they're one of my favorite genres. ARPGs have the same thing. It's your character. Like, your character grows so much over time. They level up, their skill trees fill out, their equipment gets optimized. Did you spend any money in the gacha game? Yes. I used to be an ardent free-to-play player. I did eventually break down. I have spent money on it. I assume XCOM and Civ work the same way for you? Yeah, definitely. 4X's, Stellaris, yeah, I love seeing the empire that I create and the way it spans things. If y'all like Subnautica, you should check out Planet Crafter, very similar vibes. I might do that, Chaos. I might do that. Got hooked on an idle game about moths and roguelike set to baby mode. My id was satisfied, yeah. I don't like when certain types of gamer dismiss attacks as mobile types and then get addicted to something like Balatro or Vampire Survivors. Like, admit it, you're not immune to caveman brain. Nobody's immune to caveman brain. Absolutely nobody. I lean into mine. I'm like, feed my caveman brain. I need it. I love it. Autocorrect ruined my Satisfactorio joke. I'm sorry, Nemrin. Old school JRPGs work for me in a way of just seeing my levels build and seeing the world slowly unfold. I get that too, yeah. That was a lot of the fun of Final Fantasy games for me. Was the power curve of my characters and such. But yeah. I have over 100 hours in Idle Slayer, and that would be active play. But yeah, to circle back, I will no doubt get to Factorio someday. My current arc right now is I am big on Satisfactory. I am dead set. 100%. I am dead set on winning Satisfactory, on completing a playthrough of Satisfactory. I am then, I would say, 90% likely that instead of moving on to another game, I'm going to start another playthrough. I'm gonna do a different start, and I'm gonna try a different style of construction and progression, because Satisfactory allows for that. It allows for a lot of different building styles. And while I'm liking what I'm doing right now, I've had a lot of ideas that I wouldn't really work with the setup I have. And I kind of like the idea of starting over with all of my knowledge and building a more optimized factory from the very beginning. Plantcraft is very chill, very little challenge. So it's like Subnautica without any enemies except yourself. That definitely appeals to me. That appeals to me very, very deeply. Final Fantasy, I think Dragon Quest does it really well. Slowly unlocking vehicles and seeing a linear world transform into a sandbox. So yeah. But what I really want to do, once I am finally done with Satisfactory, however many months or years from now that is, I want to move from Satisfactory to Dyson Sphere Program, because I played Dyson Sphere Program a couple times, and it was always overwhelming to me. But I also played Satisfactory during its early access, and it was overwhelming to me too, and now it isn't. I think something has changed up here. I think the kind of person, the kind of gamer I am has changed, and I think I might be ready. So I obviously was ready for Satisfactory. I think I might be able to handle Dyson Sphere Program too. Oh no, Otis, I diagnosed you with Build Crafter Syndrome. Keep bouncing between mod packs on Factorial waiting for the expansion. Most of them require absurd amounts of time to finish. Yeah, I could see that. The people who really get into it enough to mod it. Kind of like Long War stuff for XCOM. Like, that's not the kind of shit that I'm looking for. Dyson Sphere Program is pretty cool. It is really cool. It's one of those games that I am desperate to get into. I really want to. Something I like about Shadows of Forbidden Gods is kind of the anti-progress, like watching the world tear itself apart politically over time. Next thing we know, is going to be a fan of Ark Survival Evolved. You never know, man. You never know. I wasn't really expecting to get this much into these like base production sims or whatever, but here I am. Satisfactory is quickly becoming like one of my favorite games of all time. And I don't know when I'm ever going to stop playing it, but yeah. Kerbal Dyson Program is... Oh god, Kerbal Space Program! I have that too, and I've never played it. Joke is that Ark Survival Evolved is actually kind of bad. Own Ark, haven't played it because I look at the file size and go, you want me to download that? Yeah. I have like 600 hours in Factorio, and from what I can tell you, it's kind of average time to finish the space exploration mod. Jesus Christ, man. That's crazy. Made a working plane in Kerbal, which means I won the game. I think making anything in Kerbal that actually kind of functions means you win the game. I don't think the systems in Ark are particularly satisfying or well made, just jank and grind. I would be more inclined to check out Ark if it wasn't multiplayer. Like, straight up. I just want to do this stuff myself. I want to have my own little sandbox to explore at my pace and do my own thing. I don't want to build stuff to have other people come fuck it up. I'm not that competitively minded. Indeed, hell is other people. Quite a bit, so. Speaking of hell, chat, you may have noticed that I just kind of been sitting here staring off into the middle distance outside of the pub. Unless y'all are really super feeling this game, I think tonight's gonna do it for me. It's we never quite got to the hook in this, and I've been trying. I've definitely been trying, but it also seems like the puzzle structure in this is a bit resistant to conventional logic. It's a bit slow, yeah. It's a bit slow, and the puzzles are... I mean, right from the start, the mayor was we were like, we need to get the body, and we need to get it to our cellar so we can perform the cool thing, and it's been like 2.5 hours, and I still can't figure out how to do that. I've made progress towards doing that, but also the fact that I've only made progress towards doing that is not a terribly good sign. Been here for over an hour and almost nothing has happened. Yeah. I won't go so far as to say this is a bad game, but it is definitely very slow paced, and I'm not sold on the puzzle design in it. I will be honest. Mid, yeah. I think if there was more, it's got that 4.8 out of 10 energy. Yeah, as loath as I am to ever agree with GameSpot on anything, so. But yeah. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. I like the characters. I do like the setup. It's just there's no payoff for it yet. Like there has been exactly zero spoopiness so far. I don't doubt there's spoopiness later on. I haven't even fought anything. It just occurred to me that I have a dagger The game is advertised as having combat, and I still haven't even fought anything. There is combat. There is combat in this game. How dare this 2006 game not be pace suitable for streaming on Twitch? I wouldn't even necessarily say that. It's just the, like... If you're gonna do something with puzzles, you need to have a decent flow through the puzzles to stream it. Seems like a point-and-click game that says it's an RPG. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, we do have health. We do have a health pool that was never even touched by anything. I can go wrong with the screaming druid face. I've been shanking rats. As I said, this Solo doesn't have any real game design talent. Yeah. It is just, unfortunately, the very definition of mid. It can. I'm sure there's stuff to appreciate here. I'm sure there are people who appreciate this. I'm not one of them, I'm afraid. So with that in mind, chat, tomorrow night I'm going to surprise you with something. That is the rule for this Spooktober. If I have any gaps in the schedule that need to be filled, I'm going to fill them myself. I have my own list of games that I think would fit the Spooktober theme quite well. So I will spring them upon you. It is not a hot tub stream. No, it's a conventional GPG stream. That would be scary. I don't deny it. I think the graphics are good. It does have that mid 2000s 2D or 3D charm. I do like that. And someday, I tell you right now, chat, someday indie games are gonna come back around to nostalgia for this. We're still on pixel art and PS1 3D, but I guarantee you, there will come an era of mid 2000s like low poly 3D nostalgia, and it's gonna happen. God, I can't wait for 6th gen nostalgia indies. Hopefully Voice of the Void doesn't continue my 3 for 3 Spooktober streak. Again, Shadows, I wouldn't even call this a Kusoge. I'm glad you put this up. It was an interesting experience. It was an interesting experience, and if nothing else, it did add to my fondness for games of this era. 2000 Baby Brain, can't wait for it. Yeah, like Neverwinter Nights, yeah. Sort of getting there a little bit. Cruelty Squad might count. I thought Cruelty Squad was more of like visual violence as an aesthetic. Last year's Fish game, Mystery of the Druid. Oh yeah, wow, yeah, wow, yeah. Mystery of the Druids was kind of bad. Fish game was super bad. You definitely deserve some flack for that. Ah, spoopy. We came into this expecting something it isn't. I didn't have a lot of expectations for this. I think if anything, I wanted something more concrete to happen up front, you know? And I bet, I gotta admit, I bet if we had gotten to the point where we could drink the potion and our soul would escape our body and we go to the fucking Temple of Punishments or whatever, like that might have enhanced things a bit. This apparently has 5 acts. Holy fuck. Okay. So I wasn't gonna finish this in 2 nights anyway. Not without a goddamn walkthrough. Rest of the night dredge. No, I'm actually gonna end early tonight because you might have also noticed I was kind of nodding off. I've been really tired the last couple of days, so I think I need to catch up on a bit of sleep too. So, what's going on? Why are we still at this building? I think I'm done with this one, Arcane. There's unfortunately just not enough going on to really keep me interested. I did, but I thought that was the game. Society collapses and we get no more games. We can call it the PS5 nostalgia era. Yeah. So yeah, I tell you what, chat, let me run down the schedule for you one more time. I guess I might as well save We'll add another. Just in case I ever come back to this for some reason. I doubt I will, but... I was gonna ask someone to clip your reaction to the intense action of the game. Okay, so, schedule-wise, tomorrow night, surprise, it's gonna be something out of my own toy chest of Spooktober games. Thursday, Power Hours, Super Metroid Randomizer, it's finally happening. I appreciate y'all's patience while we explored UFO 50. Next week, that patience will finally pay off, and we will get to randoing our way across ZBs. On Friday, we're going to be doing the Lurking Horror, old Infocom text horror adventure. Should be a interesting time. I've never actually played one of the old Infocom games, so this will be eye-opening. And then more Power Hours on Saturday, whether or not that's continuing Rando or continuing the magazine remains to be seen. No stream on Sunday. Monday, we'll be playing Detention, Taiwanese horror point and click. Tuesday will be a launch night stream for Anthology of the Killer. Wednesday will be first night of the Dream Machine. And like we did with tonight with Daemonica, we will debate the merits of a full playthrough of the Dream Machine on Wednesday. I will say for my part, I have played through the Dream Machine before and it is quite good. So it definitely has more potential for a full playthrough than Daemonica did. Pronounced Zebes, Zebes, Zebeses, Zebes, Zebes, Zebes. Yes. Thank you, Nemron. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Let's go see who's up. It's really just Dama. Well, we'll go from one RPG to an actual RPG. They're playing Baldur's Gate 3. Let's see where they are in Baldur's Gate 3. Let's go hang out. All right, chat. Anyway, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for giving Daemonica a try with me. I am glad we tried it. I am glad that our horizons have been broadened by this evening of Slav jank and wandering around and marveling at asshole NPCs. It's not for us, and that's okay. Not everything has to be for us. Tomorrow will be something else for us. So hopefully, I will see you then. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.